I'm your host, Mr. Unleashed, and I want to welcome you to 5 things about Evil West you should know before you buy the game. Evil West is due to release November 22nd, after being pushed back from the original release date in September. Focus Entertainment is behind the publishing of this game and being developed by Flying Wild Hog. So they had a delay that was due to the game being made for last gen consoles as well as new gen consoles. So it took some extra time to make sure the last gen console experience was up to par. I also believe the feature of co-op was also something that needed extra time to finish. We have not heard much of crossplay being in the game, and the game is releasing on multiple platforms, but the game will not include microtransactions to buy the skins or upgrade weapons. The game is well on its way into production after the announcement of going gold. Now there is multiple games releasing in November. Now Evil West combat was inspired by God of War, so no matter if you want to buy God of War or Evil West, you will at least share the same type of combat feel. And just like GOW, there are difficulty levels in Evil West. You can expect to see difficulty levels from easy to hard. I would say if you are thinking about playing on the hardest difficulty level, which is being labeled the title Evil, make sure you have the controls down pat. Remember to hit one of those engagement buttons at some point in the video, and welcome to Mr. Unleashed World. First thing to be aware of is that this is an open world RPG story driven campaign, where you will play as the main protagonist Jesse Rentier, a monster hunter. Now, Jesse Rentier is a top-of-the-line monster hunter. He is also heir to the Rentier Institute, which is currently being ran by his father, who wants not only to manage the business, but still think he is a field agent. That didn't turn out so well for him. As you play as Jesse, you will mostly travel alone in your campaign during the missions, but in the cutscenes, you will also see other characters, depending on which mission you are doing. Evil West will have at least 6 missions and will take about 10 to 16 hours depending on if you plan on exploring the whole world. In your missions, as you complete many boss fights, you will be rewarded with currency that is used to level up your weapon. Now the currencies is found in containers as well that glow to identify themselves. Evil West has shown a few characters that you will come across in the game. You have Edgar, who is the right-hand man to Jesse's father, William Rentier, the head of the Rentier Institute. Edgar will be by your side in the story since he is also Jesse's partner, but he is near retirement and it's unseen if he will be in the game all the way through to the end. He has his own weapons, and I'm assuming he will have his own playstyle when it comes to co-op gameplay. You also have Emilia Blackwell, who helped build the Rentier Institute, but we do not know much about her at this time. But I do feel like she will have an impact in the storyline. As we approach the release date for the game, I'm hoping to see some more in-depth footage of Emilia for sure. These are mainly the 2 characters we know of in the game, but there are a few unknowns, such as this guy right here, who looks like he's an inventor for the Institute. There's also a mysterious woman who's a vampire from my knowledge, and is most likely the main boss that you will need to kill. From the fight scene, it does not seem like she will be an easy foe for you to defeat. The game Evil West is based on a modern style setting, with the world being oblivious to what's going on and being kept under wraps by the president of the White House. The Rentier Institute is working with the United States government as a contractor to fight off the evil that is spreading around the world. This is an open world third-person RPG game with linear gameplay. I've seen some areas in the game where you can search around and find hidden loot and crates that will give you extra rewards. This game is set up in the 18th century, so you will most likely be traveling by horse in the storyline, but I highly doubt you will get to ride a horse in the game to your destination. Evil West does remind you of Red Dead Redemption, so if the developer is hiding the fact that we can get the experience of riding a horse, it would make the game experience that much better, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that happening. The main antagonist in this game seems to be a human vampire family that seems to be the head of the table for the monsters. There are 4 types of monsters that you will mainly encounter in the game. We have seen other types of monsters in the gameplay trailers, so it will be interesting to see what else we have to fight against. There will be more than one type of monster you fight against at once in arena style battle, so make sure you keep your eyes open for close range and distant attacks. The game is fast paced, so monsters will be all over you and multiple attacks will be incoming at once, but luckily Jesse is capable of handling the situation. Evil West focuses on a single player story campaign, but there will be a co-op feature in the game as well, which will allow you to fight evil with a friend. There has not been much info about co-op for Evil West and no trailer or gameplay footage. Now co-op is not a main staple for this game, which could be why we have not seen much information about it up to this point. My guess would be that the co-op will allow you to play with Edgar, and Edgar will have his own set of moves. I wouldn't expect a lot from the co-op gameplay experience, so as much as we like to play a fast-paced style game with this much action with another person, I'm starting to feel that you shouldn't get your hopes up too much for the co-op gameplay feature to be a highlight point of the game. Now personally, I think the game can survive without co-op being a highlight. The game will have a performance quality mode and support NVIDIA DLSS. If you don't know what DLSS is, it stands for Deep Learning Super Sampling. It will also implement Evil Dead and a lot more games that we have come to know. If you buy this on last gen console, I don't know if you have the option for DLSS. favors the PC more than consoles. So if you have a PC, you are in good shape, like always when it comes to a game video performance. If you are looking to keep up with what's going on with Evil West, consider subscribing so you don't miss no pertinent information. And welcome to Mr. Unleashed World.